Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It is Marvin speaking. We're going to get into Jay Slater's CCTV footage held by the Guardia Civil. It's something that I touched on before, that why was CCTV handled the way it was by the Guardia Civil, that no one's allowed to see it. And, technically it's classified information, and there was a blackout in the club that basically CCTV were not allowed to basically be shared with the news or the public. Very, very strange on that morning that Jay went missing. Let's just get straight into this.
A wonderful day. It's Wednesday. 2 more days to go. Unless you work on the weekends, apologies for that. Jay Slater case, we're going to discuss it. I've received a lot of information over the last couple of days, mind-blowing information, and information that I need to take in and process before I post on it. However, there are 2 things that I want to discuss. The first thing I want to discuss is Jay's memorial site in Tenerife. 2 times now, everything's been stolen, everything's been removed, gone, vanished. Who's taking it down? Second point I want to raise. I wonder if Debbie Duncan or Warren has looked at Jay Slater's bank statements from June. The reason why I say this is because a very close friend of Jay's, Brad, used Jay's bank details. Not for the odd transaction for an Uber or food or whatever. He handed out Jay Slater's bank details for rug transactions because was trying to sell rugs whilst being abroad. The reason being is because this person wants to maintain being an innocent angel and only a mother can protect him. There's a lot of information that I've got, and like I said, I've got to take it all in. I've got to verify some of this information as well before I come on a platform and speak about it. But these are 2 parts. I also think it's really weird how there was a lady's grandmother who lives out in Tenerife who had CCTV footage of an altercation involving weapons, which links to Jay Slater. She gave that to the Guardia Civil in faith that it would help this case. Guardia Civil have taken it and not given it back. This footage could have been crucial evidence in that inquest. A lot of people out there that go out there and talk to the Brits at work about it have been told they cannot discuss this. The Guardia Civil are corrupt. The Guardia Civil are trying to
close the case down as though it was nothing, and it is protecting those who are coming on holiday because it makes a lot of money. It also makes a lot of money off the rug trade as well. It goes hand in hand, and it's said, like I said, that some of the police, obviously low-ranking police, don't really get paid a lot of money. So basically, cash in hand does them well. It could be drink money. It could be money for them to go on holiday and stuff. So I can see, obviously, our sometimes ex-police, ex-CID, Metropolitan turned around and said, yeah, it's well known that they like a little bit of money on the side. And that was said very, very early on in the case. Someone in the chat said, I always wondered why Jay never rang or texted his mum, dad or brother at the time he was texting Lucy, Brad, etc. Yeah. I don't think he was allowed to. That's a very, very good point there at the end of the day. I think he was in control. Someone was in control of what he said and what he'd done there. He did watch the documentary on Channel 4. He texted his mum saying he wasn't going to make it. Yeah, but obviously that was Jay. The thing is with the point with Jay on that, I don't think he was in control of his phone. That is the main problem. Sorry, I was talking about Brad earlier. That I think that at the end of the day, once he realised that something bad was going to happen to Jay, or already happened to Jay, I think he did contact his mum first before anybody else, if she wasn't already out there to deal with it. Because people think that he was still in the club. Going back to Jay, I think that's an easy one. I don't think he was actually controlling his phone. And this has been a massive conversation by Wax, Duncan, and Mariana previously in previous conversations. Yeah, and the bank transaction is absolutely massive. And maybe Brad got away with one because, like I said, he thought if he'd come out and talk and be the one in the front line in telling the truth, that he got involved with something, which I think he did tell his mum and possibly Debbie, that went wrong. He's going to be forgiven for it, and it seems like it, to be honest with you. Maybe team up with Waxhun. Yeah, I'm thinking this. Let's just see what happens, obviously, because like I said, I know that Duncan's written to a few bigger platforms or emailed them, and to see whether anything comes out of it about us creators going on a big platform and actually talking about the Jay Slater case. That would be interesting. And like I said, it's just the friends' lies. This is what we want to cover because, like I said, we know that Jay's mum and dad accepted it was an accident. We want to concentrate on the friends and the last people that saw Jay, and also the accident crew as well. Let me know what you think, people. I thought it was very interesting what Marianne had said. Let's move on. But the big point that was brought up by Slews, Marianne Duncan, is obviously the trauma caused to Jay Slater. Let's get straight into this.
What's happening, TikTokers? I hope you well. Hope you've had a wonderful day. Thank fuck it's Friday tomorrow. Posting in my car because I've just got out of the gym. Wow, what a gym session. Brilliant. We're going to discuss it, right? And we're going to go into a little bit of detail as such and a bit of analysing, I think. So, right, the coroner advised that Jay Slater fell, and from his head trauma, it caused instant death. Okay? If he fell consciously, and obviously fell head first, naturally, if you're falling, what are you going to do?
Put your arms out.
You're going to put your hands out, or you're going to try and stop. You're going to try and stop yourself hitting whatever it is. And like Brad said in the inquest, yeah, Jay had consumed drugs and alcohol, but he wasn't incapacitated in any way. Right? So naturally, if you're falling from that height, you're going to put your hands out.
Of course.
Okay? Let's also base it. If he was alive when he fell, if he hit his head straight away, why was there no talk about spinal injuries? Without being morbid, if you're going to...
And obviously, other broken bones as well. A leg, an arm, spinal.
Fall head first, your skull is connected to your vertebra, which is your spine.
Sure.
So there would be significant damage to Jay's spine, wouldn't there? I don't think he fell when he was conscious. I really don't. I don't think he fell at all. And like the coroner advised on the documentary, you can't tell if someone's been pushed or if they fell, because there's no mark if someone's pushed you. But yeah, there's a few things that really do stand out. If naturally, if you're falling, you're going to try and have like a defense type of to stop you falling.
Definitely.
There would be talks about, obviously, yeah, they said multiple fractures, but if you fell, there'd be fractures to the hands, or to the arms, I should say.
Yeah, I agree. Which was not really mentioned. All that was really talked about was scratches and marks on his body, where I said in previous video, I reckon that was when he was basically on the beach in his shorts, no top on, and was actually carried from there. When I think Lucy looked in the bag at the end of the day, the way that she reacted on that beach, I think there's a possibility that he'd pass or was nearly passing then. If you remember, the eyewitness said that basically that Jay died not long after he went missing. And it was obviously collaborated on what Wax said, that whatever happened to Jay happened after about 1:30 or round about that time. I think it's generally right, to be honest with you, and that's why they all went back to the Airbnb to get their plans in place. I'm not too sure. I'm still not sure what Brad's role is. I'm not saying he's an angel, because like I said, I think he was in on this game. But like I said, I do think that he probably had a little bit more loyalty to Jay, even though he may have basically, I think he probably saw something nasty and told his mum everything. And then obviously I think Rachel then relayed some of it back to Debbie. And this is why I think Debbie was a bit pissed off with Lucy, and Brandon, because they're the ones that didn't tell the truth, and they were the ones that technically were managing what Brad and Jay were doing. Some really, really good points. And like I said, when incidents happen, you've got to check everything. And I'm just sure that basically our coroner just went with what the Spanish authorities had said and wanted this closed down. We wasn't, like I said, we weren't there, so we don't really know what happened. But what we do know, the incident has brought up so many red flags and very, very dishonest people as well, which is very, very worrying because these people are still out there. And like I said, I think people feel hard done by that this didn't go criminal, and it should have done, because like I said, we don't really still know how Jay died in a sense, the truth, because the truth is not really out there. But what we do know, I honestly say, he didn't fall. I believe he was smashed over the head with something. I know it sounds really bad to say it like that, and I believe that, like I said, he was basically put there as though he did fall. That's my viewpoint on that, people. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe to Mariana, who does a brilliant job on the Jay Slater case, and it's good to have her wax Duncan fully on it as well, and many others who are on the Jay Slater case as well, because I think there's still so much to talk about. And like I said, so many unknown things which happened over the couple of days out there. But what we do know is that this was all rug related. Let me know what you think, people, and don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment. Thank you.